All right, good afternoon. Today we have a couple of important announcements to share with you. The first is today's a pretty exciting day in the Beshear household as my daughter Lila Brianne Beshear is completed and graduated from elementary school. We'll be excited to have her at Frankfort Independent, just a few short minutes away here next year. Our next two announcements are about how we're going to help Kentuckians as we move with increasing speed to rebound and move past the COVID-19 pandemic. First, even as our economy is set for liftoff, and we'll have some new news about some positive rankings early next week, and while we are seeing daily signs of real momentum, many Kentuckians saw their livelihoods disrupted and continue to struggle with basics like paying rent and utilities. We have talked during this crisis about how our goal is to not stumble, but to sprint out of COVID-19, and how to do that, people can't be emerging with serious and significant debt. This problem affects not only individuals, but also property owners, sometimes small business owners, and their balance sheets. So to help, we set up the Healthy at Home Eviction Relief Fund, which has provided emergency rental assistance to both owners and renters. The way it worked is there were three different funds set up, one each for programs in Louisville, in Lexington, and one that covered the rest of the Commonwealth. Unfortunately, the funding for Louisville and Lexington programs came in somewhat under what was predicted, what was anticipated, and in fact, what was needed. Today, I'm happy to announce that we're directing a portion of Kentucky's federal funding to Louisville and Lexington to help them continue in these crucial programs. With us today is Lexington Mayor Linda Gorton and Jeff O'Brien, Director of Develop Louisville. Mayor Gorton, if you'd come up on behalf of the Commonwealth and our desire to help. Your constituents are all of our constituents, and the great people of Lexington need to make sure they get out of this pandemic without debt. I'd like to present to you a check for $11.7 million that we'll be directing towards Lexington.
All right.
You can take that with you. Yeah. I bet they'll cash it. Please.
Yeah. Let me just put this right here. Well, good afternoon, and Governor, thank you so much. So just a couple quick things. Yesterday, I held a news conference announcing Lexington's public buildings will open on June 11th, and that's part of our general reopening that we're seeing across our city and across our economy. And this is possible because 60% of our adults over 18 are fully vaccinated, and I think about 82% of our 65 and older are vaccinated in Fayette County. Yes, it's worth celebrating.
Great job.
And Governor, I just want to say, without your unrelenting guidance and campaign to get Kentuckians tested and vaccinated, the meticulous guidance you've provided for all kinds of situations, we would not have those numbers today.
Thank you.
We've worked as your partner in Fayette County for more than a year now, right? And we're still working to get more citizens vaccinated. We're taking our message now door to door in Lexington with a canvassing campaign and a public awareness campaign called Let's Do This. And as we all know, in addition to endangering the health of Kentuckians, the economic fallout from COVID-19 caused many people to lose their jobs and their ability to pay rent. So we have worked very hard to protect Lexington residents from eviction, beginning last August with our own program, the Housing Stabilization Program. We started it before the federal funds arrived. And altogether today, we have helped approximately 500 individual households avoid eviction at the cost of $3.2 million so far. So thank you to Governor Beshear. We will now have these additional dollars we need to continue preventing evictions in our community. And with these funds, we will be able to help many of our citizens through their immediate crisis and beyond. So, Governor, thank you so much for your leadership and for this nice check that can go right straight into the bank to help people who need it.
Thank you. Thank you to Mayor Gordon for her incredible leadership. And we are really excited to work together on what I think is unprecedented prosperity coming ahead of us. And I appreciate the Fayette County Public School education too.
Thank you.
So, next, Jeff is here from the city of Louisville, another place that's very special where my wife and I started not only our marriage but our family, and until we recently moved across the street, lived. Louisville is also hard at work protecting its residents, ensuring that they don't lose their homes. And so today, we are directing $27 million to the Louisville program. Jeff, if you'd accept, this is one of the biggest checks I've ever given out, this check for $27 million.
Thank you very much, Governor, and on behalf of Mayor Fisher and all the residents of Louisville, we are so grateful for this. This has been really something that we've needed in our community. So far, Louisville spent approximately $40 million keeping our residents housed. That's helped over 23,000 of our residents stay in their housing during this pandemic, and it's been so critical with your leadership and continued keeping us healthy at home. That we are accepting this check, and we're so thankful for that, and we just want to applaud you and your team for the leadership that you've provided our state. Thank you.
Thank you. This is part of our ongoing effort to help as many Kentuckians as possible with eviction and utility relief. Landlords, tenants, utility companies, everybody. The funding represents more of our Team Kentucky spirit and more of our opportunity to ensure that there are not obstacles to prosperity as we emerge from COVID-19. Now, we have some really exciting news to share. We've thus far, as we've come through this pandemic and pushing out these vaccines, we've talked about them as our shot of hope. Well, starting right now, your shot of hope is about to get a lot more interesting. Today, we're announcing Team Kentucky's shot at 1 million. The safe and effective COVID-19 vaccines are why we are where we are today. We're winning our war against this evil virus this year, and we are steadily returning to all those activities and life events we had to sacrifice in order to save lives. These vaccines are modern medical miracles, and I believe in their timing, a gift from God. Almost overnight, they have turned the tide, reducing a staggering number of deaths that we were seeing at long-term care facilities and allowing us to get our children back to in-person instruction. To date, more than 2 million Kentuckians have rolled up their sleeves to protect themselves, their loved ones, and their communities. I think the fact that we have vaccinated, now 2,060,000 Kentuckians is special, and it's important. We are over 84%, we believe, the CDC's website, of Kentuckians over 65, which is incredible. But we need to do even more. We need even more of our fellow Kentuckians to get vaccinated before we can truly be free of COVID-19's threat. So today we're announcing 2 incentives that are just amazing. We know COVID vaccines are life-saving, and now, for some people, they're going to be life-changing. In the coming weeks, 3 vaccinated Kentuckians 18 years or older will become millionaires, and 15 Kentuckians ages 12 to 17 will win full-ride scholarships to a public Kentucky college, university, or technical or trade school, which includes tuition, room and board, and even books. First, your shot of hope can now be your shot at $1 million. Every Kentuckian 18 and older who has received the Johnson & Johnson vaccine or 1 dose of Pfizer or Moderna can enter for a chance to win $1 million. That's everybody that has already been vaccinated, minus people who work for me and a couple of other groups, and also anybody moving forward that gets vaccinated before the drawing. 3 separate drawings will be conducted, so 3 vaccinated Kentuckians out there are about to hit the jackpot with plenty of time for others to get that shot and then to get their shot. For our younger Kentuckians, we have an equally big deal prize. 15 vaccinated Kentuckians, 12 to 17, are receiving full ride scholarships to a public college, university, technical, or trade school in Kentucky. Think about that. I mean, truly life-changing going forward. Tuition, room, board, textbooks. If you've attended a post-secondary institution recently, or maybe you're a parent or guardian putting a child through college, you know this is a big, big expense. And I said, winning $1 million or a free education is truly life-changing. It opens up untold possibilities and opportunities. And here, all you got to do is the right thing. Get protected from a terrible virus, help us defeat COVID-19, help us reach herd immunity, and maybe, just maybe, end up with $1 million or a free education. These drawings will be held July 1st, July 29th, and August 26th. Winners will be announced the day after each drawing. We need a little bit of time to contact the people and to make sure we've got everything taken care of. So those means the announcements will be July 2nd, July 30th, and August 27th. You can find all the information at shotatamillion.ky.com. On that website, you're going to see the portal that you need to register on. There'll be the terms and conditions. There will be a phone number for those that don't have access to the internet to sign up, and we'll be getting that out in the coming weeks too. If you've already gotten your shot, good for you. You're eligible. All you have to do is sign up. If you haven't gotten your shot, go get it. Protect your family and get qualified for this amazing opportunity. If you're on the fence, how about a free ride to college? Or how about the best odds that you will ever have at winning $1 million? All you got to do is the right thing that every public health official in America says you ought to be doing anyways. So now I'd like to welcome somebody who really helped us put this together, who has been a great partner in governing and has really shown so much vision. That's Dr. Aaron Thompson, President of the Kentucky Council on Post-Secondary Education. He has been a tireless advocate for the Commonwealth. He has been huge. Incredible leadership during COVID-19. We could not have a better person in his spot. Dr. Thompson. I'll clap for you.
Well, thank you, Governor. First of all, I'm assuming I'm not eligible for the $1 million.
You were not.
Okay, I thought I'd check. But first of all, Governor, I want to thank you for being the education governor, for not just focusing on P12, but also higher education. This initiative actually does 2 things for the recovery of our economy. One, it provides really the life vision that higher education is important to have a sustainable income and a sustainable way of building wealth. Number 2, the health and safety of our people is crucial to not just the recovery of the economy, but a sustainable economy. Thank you for both. I look forward to being your partner throughout, not just this event, but throughout the entire term of your governance. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. And hopefully in the coming weeks and months, Dr. Thompson and I have big plans, and we hope that there'll be many other announcements on many other fronts to help bring us into the future. What a great opportunity, Kentucky. Do not pass this up. Protect yourself. Protect your family. Help us defeat a pandemic that has killed 7,000 Kentuckians, and at the same time get a shot at $1 million or get a shot at a free college education. Remember, these vaccines are why we're filled with so much hope right now. It's why we're back here in the Capitol in person. It's why we're getting to go back to so many things. It's why June 11th is going to be such a special day, and it's why our economy is set for liftoff. Or, as Moody says, recovering with gusto. Help us achieve ultimate victory over COVID-19. Get your vaccine, sign up. It might be worth $1 million. Thank y'all. We will now I can take about 10 minutes of questions, and I got to run to an economic development call that we will all hope works out well. So we'll go left to right if we can. I'll try to get everybody. Tom?
Thank you, Governor. I have been hearing that the signs that say the Capitol is closed are coming down 1 week from today. Is that true, and is that also going to hold for other state facilities and tourism-related places, that type of thing?
So tourism facilities are already opening up on a different schedule, like the ones out there for business, the June 11th date applying to them. Right now, the Capitol is open for appointments and for tours and for the rotunda. What we're working on is the new types of guidance and rules that we know are necessary after a lot of what we've seen during COVID-19. Ultimately, this is an office building, and we got to ensure that it's not disrupted in ways that prevent the work from continuing. Admittedly, in most people's livelihood, this is not the center of the universe. It's them wanting to get their kids back to school, it's them wanting to get back to their normal lives, and we have prioritized that in our list over getting the final rules that'll keep everybody safe here at the Capitol. Oh, sure, Lawrence, we can go.
Governor, the money for the $1 million shot vaccination shot drawing and the scholarships, where's that coming from?
That's coming from that original Coronavirus Relief Act funds. So not from the American Rescue Plan Act funds, but from the remaining amounts of the original dollars that were provided to us.
And the follow-up question for the rent relief, the eviction relief, where's that money coming from as well? Is that part of the agreement you made with Republicans?
That was a direct federal program coming down from the federal government that goes directly to the state. Here for us, our housing corporation that was directly appropriated to us. What we had is $270-odd million for the rest of the state. If you worked it out, Lexington and Louisville, we thought were going to get bigger allocations on their own. We still have north of $150 million unallocated in there, and so this is going to help get those dollars out. So I believe that is in, I think it may have been one in the middle of those. It was a direct federal act. It wasn't in the original coronavirus one, but there was a 2 and a 3. So I'll get you that answer. I want to make sure you have it right.
So I know people have been asking you for quite some time now if you were going to do incentives. What made you do them right now?
Well, first, we wanted to do them right. And second, we were already seeing vaccinations pick up with that June 11th date. And now the ability before June 11th, if you're not vaccinated, to take that mask off. What we want to do is keep that momentum as we go. And we've always said we don't want to be the fastest, we want to be the smartest. So we watched what every other state is doing, and we tried to take the very best of each one. Also wanted to make sure that we got businesses in and doing their part. We see Kroger doing $5 million in giveaways and then groceries for a year. And so now what we're seeing are a robust group of incentives. I think if we'd come too early, you wouldn't see as much on the private side as well. So just trying to maximize everything that's out there. Yes? Yep. So 3 million people are going to win. 3 million. Woo! 3 people are going to win $1 million, drawn almost a month apart from each other. Now, everyone who registers now is eligible for all 3 drawings. If you get your shot before the first drawing, you'll be eligible for that and the second and the third. If you get your first dose of your vaccine after the first drawing, but before the second, you'll be eligible for the second and for the third. So you only have to register once, but you're going to have time all the way up to that final drawing to get registered for at least one of them. And then it's going to be 15 Kentucky kids, ages 12 to 17, that win that full ride. We're going to announce them 5 each time. When we looked at other states, they've done a lot of things. We did more, certainly, on the education side, but those are our values. And that 12 to 17 group is incredibly important if we want school to be normal next year, K to 12, which we really want it to be normal, and I think it will. Anybody else? Yeah. Yes, but with one wrinkle in that. So the drawings will occur one day before the announcements. Announcements will be the day after. So July 2nd will be our first big day, where 5 12 to 17-year-olds and 1 18 and up Kentuckian will have their lives changed for the better. Yeah. Well, I certainly hope so. Yes, I think it will. What we have seen in other states is that it has bumped them up. It has increased momentum. It also gets the word out a little bit more, too. So right now, if you're on the fence and you haven't taken the time to learn about it, it's also a good incentive to call your doctor. It's a good incentive to get online into something that's not crazy and read what some of the experts are saying. Yes, I anticipate we will see a significant increase. Now, what is a significant increase? In Ohio, it was 30% at the start. So this last week was a little different because of the holiday weekend. Before that, we had about 10,000 people. I'm sorry, we had 70,000 people in that last week. And that's been a good number compared to about 48,000 the week before. So if we're kicking at that 70,000 level or higher, then well worth it in how we get to where we need to go. Yes, hey.
We have about 21 counties with 25% vaccine rate or less. And I guess I'm curious, a lot of them are on the southern border, and public health officials are basically saying the southern states are a petri dish for variants. And I guess I'm curious if there's any discussion about doing some sort of incentive to target specific counties around to help those with really low rates.
We're looking at any and every option. I was on a call with county judges the other day, and then some specific area individuals, and certainly the low vaccine rate in Tennessee, much lower than ours, I believe. We do believe impacts those border counties, just like some of the restriction differences impacted them as well. It's been one of our challenges, as we've moved through this. The second piece is them getting the same information that we put out and that others put out, as opposed to information coming from different state and other media sources. One thing we did talk to their judges about is we want to make sure that we are at all their festivals, that we're able to pull up a mobile unit and be at any place that they think they're going to have the maximum number of people, so that we can directly talk to and vaccinate individuals, whether that's Wild Health or one of the other groups that's out there doing those mobile vaccinations. But as we move forward, if we need to figure out, and it'd have to be on a different scale, obviously, than what we're talking about today, incentives in those counties and judges think they'd work, well, we're all for it. Now, they could also use some of the ARPA money for that as well, that's coming directly to them. All right. Thank you all very much. And I think you all